Moments with Soph. How are you doing? Hope you've all been good. Thank you very much. If you're new here, please like this video, subscribe to our channel, keep coming back for more. Thank you very much to everybody who has been commenting and sending in your questions. It's really helping the channel grow. Please keep up with that and share this video or the subsequent videos to those who you think would need them. Today's session is going to be a Q&A. I've been gathering a lot of questions. I have had the most interesting questions, so I plan to answer them today. Hopefully this will be a short video, not more than 7, 8, max 10 minutes. So if it's going past that, I would pause and then do a part 2. But before I go on to the questions and give the questions, as of today, the 30th of June 2021, that's when this video is recorded, there's been an update on the Ukfpo website. So for those, or for the benefit of those who haven't gone on the website lately, please go and read the new updates and see what that's talking about. I think the main updates, it has to do with the PLAB and how taking the PLAB and your graduation time affects your eligibility. So some of the new rules, some of the new changes with Brexit and all, there's some people right now that would need to write PLAB that didn't need to write it before, and it's just pretty much talking about how that affects your eligibility, how when you graduate affects your eligibility, and then something about the passport. So please go and check out the new updates. Hopefully everybody is already on their dean statement or sorting that out, and you all have your IELTS down, or you're in the process of preparing. Remember that you need to have it turned in and submitted by the 4th of August. So please keep those dates in mind. Okay, so let's go into our questions. I do have a lot of questions, but I'm just going to start from the most frequent one. Okay, so this question says, you said on the internship part, like for my MBBS, it takes 6 years, in which 5 years plus 1 year of internship in order to graduate. Can that 1 year of internship affect my application? So I think I'm just going to try and reframe this question. So I think the person, and a lot of people have basically been asking about how your internship, or the possibility of doing an internship, and if you've done an internship, how that affects you. A similar question to that, I will be done with my residency in November. Should I be applying for the foundation program, or do I first write the PLAB? So that's another internship related or residency related question. And then this other question is about what do I do if I have an internship that is not recognized by the GMC and want to apply for the Ukfpo. So these 3 questions are both about the internship, and this is a very important question, because you don't want to be in a situation where you have an internship that was not recognized or will not be recognized by the GMC, and then you are not deemed eligible by the Ukfpo because you've done an internship. So what I want to first of all clarify is that there are different types of internships, but the only internship that the GMC approves is one where I listed the criteria in, I think, one of the last 2 videos. So basically it has to be a supervised internship in an approved setting. So it has to be approved, it has to be supervised, it has to be at least 12 months of continuous training. Or sometimes they actually would allow you with an internship of about 18 months, I think up to 24 months as well. But basically it must be supervised, it must be in an approved setting, it must have at least 3 months of surgery and 3 months in medicine. So that's for the 12-month one. So that means that if you've done an internship and you did an internship in only medicine, or you did an internship and you did an internship in only surgery, or it wasn't up to the required amount of time, or it wasn't supervised, or it was an observership for 1 year, this will very likely not be approved by the GMC, and so they're not acceptable. Now what happens if you find yourself in a dilemma like some of the people I've talked to, where you've gone through that process and you're not sure what to do? Now a similar thing happened to me. In my case, we at some point in time in Ukraine, you could submit your final year, what's it called? Your final year. So across many EU universities, actually, your final year is your internship year, your pre-graduate internship year. I realized that a lot of people did not know this, and so many people were not using that. And so this was accepted by the UK and by the GMC initially, and people could send this in, and you were granted full registration. A lot of EU university graduates have also been able to do that. But for some reason, the GMC stopped recognizing it. At some point, there was no notice, nothing. They just stopped. So that automatically meant that whoever had not used the pre-graduate internship before that period and submitted after it was refuted became ineligible for full registration, right? So that was an example of an unapproved internship. Now, technically, by that standing, I would have already had my 3 months in surgery, 3 months in medicine, and it was supervised and all of that. But because the GMC did not deem it to be a recognized pattern, then I was only given a provisional registration. So if you find yourself in that kind of situation, what you want to do is make sure that you are declaring that you have an unapproved pattern of internship. So what you probably want to do is try and see if you could liaise with the GMC and let them give you its document, or even put in a screenshot of your message your emails with the GMC as part of your application, so that you don't put yourself in that situation where you have done an unacceptable pattern of internship and then you are deemed ineligible as well by the UKFP, right? The question about the residency, and I think so this particular person was already doing a residency. Now, a residency, I believe, is different from an internship, because I've heard of a case of somebody who had done her residency in the States, but again, it was not an acceptable pattern with the GMC. So in that kind of case, they would not give you full registration. They'll very likely give you provisional registration. So if you're in that situation, again, unfortunately, you would have to go through the foundation process, but make sure that you're declaring that in your UKFP application, whether you're putting in a cover letter or proof of documentation with the GMC or something. Just don't put yourself in that situation where you are missing out of both worlds, basically. Okay, so I said 7, maximum 10 minutes. I'll take one more question. So this is a very straightforward one. I heard that those with a gap year can't apply for the UKFP. Is this true? That is wrong. No, that's not true. I graduated 5 years ago, and I'm just starting the process. So no, it doesn't affect you. What might come, one thing that you need to remember is that the UKFP and the GMC are different bodies. Now, in terms of the UKFP themselves, they're fine. They're going to test you, which is why you still end up writing CSC and all those other exams and taking your PLABs. They're two different bodies. But with the GMC, they might want you to prove that you have still been, clinically active and things like that. So you've not lost all that knowledge. So it would be helpful to try and do things together, what we call CPD, continuous professional development. So it might be taking courses, or maybe if you're doing a master's, you're still in education, whatever. But make sure that you're trying to do something so that when or if it's required by the GMC at that stage to grant you provisional registration, you can show that. But other than that, your gap year does not affect you. You need to pass your exams, and you need to get good enough ranking to not be screened out or after your SGT, and yeah, you'll be fine, basically. Okay, one last question. Do I have a straightforward one? Okay, how do I calculate my decile? Now, if you look at the Dean statement, there's been a format that's already given, but I'll try to simplify it. Basically, as the name implies decile, I think decile has something to do with 10. So what is required of you is that your school groups in the total number of students in your year into groups of 10. So if you were 200, that would mean there's 20 people in each group. If you were 10, that would mean there's one person in each group. So groups of 10. Basically, and then they give you all a score. So that means to be able to calculate your decile, you need to know, or your school needs to have a record of the everybody's marks and then rank you. So if you were let's say you were in a school that had 100 people, and you were the first person, you would be in the first decile. If you were the fifth person, you would still be in the first decile because it's a group of 10. If you were in a school with 150 people and you were the 40th person, so groups of 10 would mean 15 in each group. That would mean you would be in the third decile. So divide the total number of people in your year by 10, and then they rank you based on that position. All right, I'm going to stop there for now. Look out for the next Q&A session. I'm going to be answering more questions. And if you have more questions, please leave them in the comment section, and I will see you next time. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave your comments if you have any, and reach out to me on Amaka NJ or Momentswithsoph or Superprof if you would like a one-on-one session. All right, see you guys later. Bye.